Today, I will be reviewing Silent Night, the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, I think we all know by now, the early 2000s had lots of remakes, including the early 2010s as well. And I'm pretty sure some of us watched those remakes, and some of us did not watch those remakes. Remakes can be good, remakes can be bad. I think this movie is a pretty cool movie, but not as cool as, well, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. There are some references to, well, like the original Silent Night, Deadly Night movie put into this movie, but sometimes this movie is, well, its just own thing. Of course, with a killer Santa just going after people, and it's just all mayhem and stuff like that. But I still think the movie is pretty cool. It's just really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just remakes can be crazy, and yeah. Yeah, remakes can be something to say sometimes, but some can be cool, like I said. So yeah, I think we're all pretty sure that we know the plot is just about a killer Santa who's just in a town just getting a bunch of people. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this movie. So yeah, it's just a pretty crazy movie. So yeah, it's just really really crazy. So yeah. So yeah, let me get this intro out of the way and review this movie, just because, well, I just feel like it. And of course, I gotta finish up the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. So here I go! The movie begins with some Christmas music playing, and then we get to see some hands picking up a Santa mask. So yeah, this is clearly a murder mystery where we have to figure out who the killer Santa really is. And apparently this one girl is captured by the killer Santa, but yeah, that's pretty bad. But instead of, like, getting her, he decides to get this random deputy guy who apparently has lots of, lights on him. Christmas lights. So yeah, apparently the random guy gets electrocuted by these Christmas lights, and it looks absolutely brutal. Even more brutal is that his eyes just popped out. Oh my god, this is crazy. But I wish it were a little more gory, but hey, it's fine. We'll have to deal with it. Yes, title card! We now get to see our final girl of this movie, Aubrey. Apparently our Aubrey is just, well, like a deputy, like, officer, because, well, she just works at the police station. And apparently this random character, Sheriff Cooper, wants Deputy Aubrey to, work literally on Christmas Eve. Why would you work on Christmas Eve? Like, that's a little too cruel, don't you think? But hey, I guess that's how it is sometimes. People do work on Christmas Eve. But I guess, well, I mean, I feel bad for them, but Deputy Cooper's, well, Sheriff Cooper, I guess you could say, is, well, the same actor who played Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. So maybe he's gonna shout in this movie, just like Dr. Loomis. I wouldn't be so surprised. Aubrey does not want to deal with going to work because it's her first Christmas since her husband died. But hey, at least she gets to see her family. That's really nice. I also gotta say this, but this town has lots of Santas. Like, what? Like, geez, I just have to mention this, but, I mean, that's just a lot of Santas. I mean, wouldn't you think so? Of course this movie just has to have a naughty kid in this movie, because, well, there are lots of naughty characters in the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. The evil Santa arrives at their front door and apparently gives this naughty kid, well, a Christmas present, which is apparently, like, tasing her in the throat. Oh my god, this is crazy. I mean, I know she's rude, but still. And if you want to know anything else crazy about this movie, is that, well, that kid you saw there died by the Santa Claus. I mean, I know she was rude, but dang, wasn't that a little too much? Now, I gotta say, but that is very controversial. Aubrey's now at work where we get to see this receptionist, Brenda, which apparently is her friend, so hey, at least she has some company at her job. We also get to see this other deputy, Giles, so, wow, that's just a lot of deputies, wow. Apparently Aubrey is visiting this random Santa Claus guy, which is the innocent Santa, not the evil one. But apparently this Santa guy just wants to, like, ruin kids' childhood and just tell them that you might not get presents under your trees. Yeah, who the heck knows? But apparently this guy, Santa, is Jim Epstein, so apparently he's just pretending he's Santa, so I guess that's cool. I guess. We now get a super unnecessary scene in this movie where this random guy, Dennis, is like with his grandpa, who apparently is silent, just like the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, where that grandpa was just like frozen. But of course, that grandpa's just gonna talk to Dennis and just say, "You have been very naughty and Santa's coming from you." Yeah, we all know by now. But seriously, why include the scene? It's just a short, like, unnecessary scene. I mean, I get it, it's a reference to the original Silent Night, Deadly Night movie, but it makes no sense to put this, like, random scene into this movie. But hey, whatever makes the fans happy. Aubrey is now in, well, that abandoned house from the beginning, where apparently she gets to find the dead body of that guy who has been electrocuted, which sounds absolutely crazy. And apparently Aubrey also gets to find some blood. So yeah, and apparently she also gets to find a hand and some body parts, which apparently is the body parts of the random like woman who was like captured in the beginning of this movie. Yeah, remember that character? Well, it's okay if you don't, because there are lots of characters. Sheriff Cooper arrives at the house just like witnessing the dead bodies and apparently just saying to like stay away from the house to Aubrey or something. Who the heck knows? But hey, at least we get to see the town mayor in this movie, who apparently is mad about like having one road and they should close down the town. Yeah, I'm not a mayor or anything, but that kind of confuses me. I don't know if that should confuse other people, but hey, I guess I mean, it's almost 2026, so maybe I'm just like need to reset my mind when it happens to like go up to 2026. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe he's crazy, maybe we're all crazy. I do not know. But moving on. We also get to see this random character, Tiffany. No, not to be confused with Tiffany Valentine from the Chucky movies, but apparently this Tiffany is the daughter of the mayor. I don't know why, but I just felt like mentioning it. So, yeah. We now get a scene where a bunch of random kills happen, including this random woman who gets killed by the, well, killer Santa Claus by just being stabbed by this, well, random thing. I'm not an expert on weapons, so I can't say I know what that thing is. But all I can say is that this kill is pretty creative. So yes, this random guy Frank also dies by the killer Santa Claus as well. But yeah, it's pretty much too late for this random character because she dies by literally being, I don't know, grinded up by this machine. It's one of my favorite kills because it's like absolutely brutal. Like seriously brutal. Sheriff Cooper decides to, I don't know, investigate the house where that like teenage naughty girl was like killed by, well, the killer Santa. So yeah, that's absolutely, well, crazy. And our other characters are in, like, looking around the apartment where the other people have died before, which, well, already shown in the video. Oh, and apparently they're being spied on by a camera. Spooky! We now have a scene where apparently Tiffany and her other friends are just singing some Christmas music, so that's nice. Well, what's not good about this movie is that this random guy, I believe his name is Bailey, is taking creepy photos of, well, Tiffany and her friends. I guess this guy's punishment is getting his fingers cut off and being stabbed a bunch of times. Apparently the only witness to this murder was this, well, kind old woman. And thank God she gets to live in this movie because she's just so innocent and saying that she won't tell about what has been happening. So yeah, she's really innocent for that. Aubrey is now at this bar-looking place where she gets to find this random guy as dressed as Santa named Carson, apparently. But how do we know Carson is not the killer of this movie? Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Well, we'll never get an answer, or will we? Well, we'll just have to find out until the end. Well, if it ever gets revealed. But yeah. Carson tells a flashback of this random guy named Ronald Jones, who apparently just wants to kill lots of people on Christmas Day or Eve because he was so mad that his, like someone else was, like, out with his wife or something. Yeah, I really don't know, but this sounds so random, I must say. But of course, you never know, I could be saying the wrong thing because it's not like I can, like, understand what the heck is going on in this movie. All I can say is that this is a lot of fire, and it looks cool. But eventually, told in the flashback, Ronald Jones' like wife did die by him, apparently. I don't know why. I think he was mad or something. I could be saying some, like, things wrong, so I can't say I understand why his wife died, but I will say it's pretty heartbreaking, so rest in peace to his wife. Aubrey decides to call the police so they can, I don't know, get Carson because he is seeming a little bit suspicious. So yeah, he decides to run away as, like, I don't know, Aubrey just decides to, like, find him. But she eventually gets beaten down, kind of like, I don't know, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night or something, I don't know. But hey, at least we get a nice, heartwarming scene where we get to see Aubrey talk to her dad, saying that, like, she's not ready to be, like, a deputy anymore, and that she doesn't want to, like, do her job anymore. But her dad says to her to never give up being a deputy and just to, like, I don't know, keep trying and to never give up. Not gonna lie, those are some really nice words. Oh my god. I mean, I gotta be honest, but this is just such a nice, beautiful scene. So yeah, this is just so nice. Oh, that's nice. Sheriff Cooper is convinced that Carson is, well, our killer Santa for this movie. Aubrey thinks that Carson might not be our Santa Claus killer, and that it might be someone else just stalking the town. So, yeah. Cooper and Aubrey decide to, I don't know, check Jim Epstein's trailer because they think he's the killer. And if for some reason you forgot who Jim Epstein was, well, he was this guy in the movie. You know, the guy who was talking to, like the guy in the beginning earlier. Yeah, that guy. The mayor then gets a call from, well, Sheriff Cooper, who apparently is just wishing him a Merry Christmas, and the mayor just wishes a Merry Christmas to Sheriff Cooper and the whole police department as soon as he, well, gets strangled by the killer Santa, which is, well, absolutely crazy. But of course, Sheriff Cooper doesn't even know because he just doesn't see it. But he can hear it, but he just thinks it's just some kind of phone glitch. How can you think it's some kind of, like, phone error, like, glitch thing? Like, a guy is actually being strangled. Like, oh my god. But I do feel bad for the mayor, so rest in peace to him. We do get a recreation kill from the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, the Antlers kill, which I think is still pretty cool, even if it's been remade. So yeah, we do get another kill, but I'm gonna avoid showing this because this is one of my favorite kills, but one of the goriest kills. So yeah, probably I should avoid showing this. So yeah, moving on. We now get a scene where we get to see a bunch of parades of Santas just waving at everybody until we get to see Jim Epstein, who, well, we know from the beginning of this movie. Yeah, well, I mean, it's okay if you don't know him because there are just too many characters in this movie and it can just be complicated. But apparently they just throw Jim Epstein in jail because they think he's the Santa killer. But spoiler alert, he is not the killer. Aubrey then, well, finds Carson thinking that he might be the killer, even though if she thought he wasn't before. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just about done reviewing this movie. But all I could say is that Carson raises up a gun. And then Aubrey decides to, oh my god, literally shoot him in the head. That looks so brutal. Oh my god. Yeah, this looks absolutely brutal, not gonna lie. We also get another scene where apparently Sheriff Cooper asks one of the other deputies to take out the garbage. And you know what that means, garbage day again. What a nice reference, because, well, of course this movie just has to have lots of references from the other films. But of course we get another kill because, of course, Silent Night, Deadly Night just has to have a lots of massacre of kills. So apparently the police station lights go off Suspiria style while we get to see, well, the killer Santa Claus literally, oh my god, is this actually gonna happen? No way. No way Sheriff Cooper's gonna die. No way. Oh my god, Sheriff Cooper is dead. Oh my god. Yeah, because the killer Santa literally lights him up on fire. Okay, well, that's pretty much it for Sheriff Cooper. And I have some sad news to say for Aubrey, because as soon as Aubrey comes home, well, it's revealed that Aubrey's dad is, well, dead, which, yeah, it's a heartbreaking moment, I must say, especially for Aubrey. Because that killer Santa just loves to do massacres for some reason. Sheesh. Man, this is so sad. But hey, at least Aubrey's mom is still alive, so that's good. But still, it's still sad that Aubrey's dad is gone. So yeah, we have some more random scenes in the police station for some random reason. Oh great, now we have that other Santa against the bad Santa, which is Jim against the other Santa. Sure, why the heck not? So yeah, we get some more scenes in the jail. Well, our final girl Aubrey's just walking around. We all know final girl style. Aubrey then decides to grab the flamethrower so she can light the Killer Santa up on fire. There you go. Now you finally got him. And apparently Aubrey also gets to save her, like, her friend, Brenda. So that's nice. So yeah, apparently we have this random guy with a burnt up face just looking at a family photo. And apparently the Killer Santa was Ronald Jones Jr. Yup, which is this guy as a kid. And this guy as an adult. So apparently Ronald Jones Jr.'s dad, Ronald Jones, did die after killing his wife in that, like, flashback. And he was apparently, like, lit on fire. And apparently Ronald Jones Jr. decided to get revenge for his father, dressed up as the Killer Santa. So I guess this random guy is our Killer Santa. There you go, the mystery is solved. It's a pretty weird ending, but I still think it's pretty fascinating, I must say. So there you go. This is our Santa killer of this movie, and this is the end of this movie review. Oh my god. So yeah, that was basically the end of me reviewing Silent Night. Man, what a crazy movie, I must say. I do kind of like the killer reveal, that it was just that random guy as a kid who witnessed his father died, so he could get some revenge in being a Killer Santa. I guess that's a cool ending to show that he was our killer. And I guess that means that the Santa killer was alive the whole time, since we did see him alive at the end of the movie with just like a burnt up, like, face mark, just like Freddy Krueger. Again, some things can be confusing, but at the end of the day, I did have a fun time reviewing the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. It was definitely worth it to review this franchise, because we got from Killer Santas, to Ricky with his brain exposed, to witches and bugs, to killer toys, all the way to just someone becoming Santa because he lost his father and stuff. Yeah, we gotten from that to the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. It's a bizarre franchise, but I was happy to review it. And yes, I do know about the other Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025, that remake movie. I will do a review on that movie probably in next December, since it's not out on, like, any, like, streaming apps or on DVD. Yeah, it's not out yet, so yeah. I'll probably have to wait to review that remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, maybe next December. But yeah, for now, I did have a fun time reviewing this franchise because it was just so bizarre, so fun, and so crazy. I just had a fun time. And yes, I will have one last video coming out 2025, a New Year's movie review, so stay tuned for that movie review. Sorry for the tight schedule, but I just wanted some of these videos that I was making just to come out in 2025, just to start 2026 fresh with movie reviews. So yeah, I can't wait for the future of this channel. It's definitely going to be very fun. So yes, I had a fun time reviewing this movie, and I'll see you guys in the next movie review. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, hi, Santa. What is it? Well, I'm glad you finally got a chance to review this franchise, and you got to explore what was, like, bizarre of this franchise. Ah, yes, this franchise is something to say. It's super weird, but super interesting at the same time. Ah, yes, it is very weird and very interesting. You are absolutely correct. Well, I guess since this is the end of this franchise, until you get to review the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake from this year, until you said you'll do that in 2026, right, of December? Yeah, that video should come out in 2026, the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, the one that came out this year. Well, that sounds interesting. I'll see you when I review that movie review. But until then, I'm just gonna go back to the North Pole, since you are for now done reviewing this franchise. So I'm just gonna go back to the North Pole, okay? I'll see you there. Well, I don't know if you'll be coming. Okay, but I'll see you around, okay? Okay, interesting. Oh, the camera dropped. Ah, man. Because this video is crazy, and the camera just loves to move a lot. Alright. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next movie review. Bye. Sheesh, this was a long ending for this movie review. I talk a lot sometimes.